a message for the kids. If you possibly can, lose your virginity before graduating from high school. I don't care if it's embarrassing, you're not that into it, if there's not even the slightest bit of specialness to it, just get it done. It's a thing you need to do. You need to get your driver's license, get your diploma, register to vote, and get that giant V for virgin washed off your forehead. It's just an item on your to-do list. So this is a story of how I didn't get it done when I could have and I should have. Her name was Paula. And I met her on the forensics team of Pittsburgh, Kansas High School's forensics team. And she was in my class, and I never would have met her if it hadn't been for her joining the forensics class, because her longtime boyfriend was a skater guy, and I was terrified of the skater guys. I don't know why, because they all had bodies that looked like smackheads. I think maybe it was all the black they wore, but I was terrified of them, and I stayed a long way away from them. But Paula was in our class, and she saw me do some acting, and she thought I was funny, and she told me so, and my crush was instantaneous. Now, I had a good friend who hung out with Paula sometimes, and also hung out with the skater kids, and what I mean by that is my friend did a lot of drugs. She did a whole lot of drugs, and Paula hung out with that scene too, and so I'm telling that to tell you that Paula hung out with kind of a dangerous crowd. Sure, she was pretty, she was sweet, but she also wore black knee-high stockings, and I don't look like a guy who would ever be with a girl who wore black knee-high stockings, you know what I mean? Plus, Paula was a senior and I was a freshman, so I had absolutely no chance with her. And that's exactly how I got her. I got her because I had no chance with her. Allow me to explain. So the only place that Paula ever saw me was with the debate and forensics kids, right? The competitive speaking people. And yeah, that was a really dorky crowd, no question. But among them, I was a king. And so if you wanted to see me looking confident and comfortable in my own skin, the best place to see me was with the debate kids. And that's the only place she ever saw me. I didn't go to the skater parties, I didn't try to do drugs, because if I had, I would have looked really uncool, and this would have been a totally different story. But that's not what I did. And so, because of that, when I was with Paula, I could flirt with her mercilessly, because it was just a game. To illustrate, I guarantee you if Jessica Biel walked in here right now, I could hit on her with the joie de vivre of a cocktail era Tom Cruise, because there would be nothing at stake. Jessica Biel is never ever going to sleep with me, and so flirting with her would just be fun. It would be easy, you know, it's a joke. And that's exactly how I felt about Paula when I was 16 years old. So fast forward a year. I'm a sophomore, Paula's graduated. I am the president of the Pittsburgh, Kansas chapter of the National Forensics League. And what that means is that I get to preside over the year-end ceremony, our final year-end banquet, right? So I get to be the guy on the mic at a party for people who are good at being on the mic. Who's the mofo? This guy. And as if that's not cool enough, Paula randomly shows up, because I guess she missed us, and so she bought a ticket to this party to come say hi. So when I see her come in, I'm like, oh yeah, I beeline right over to her and I start joking around, and she tells me that she's single now. She'd been dating this skater dude for like 4 years, and it had finally ended. And I was like, whoa. So I flirted with her, mercilessly. And at the end of the party, I walk up to her, you know, after being on the mic and like master of ceremonies and looking very cool. I say, Paula, you're single now, we should go out on a date, you need to give me a call. She smiles a big smile and she laughs a big laugh. And of course she smiled. Of course she laughed. Why would Paula ever make that call? Until she made that call. So it was summer, I was hanging out at my house, it was the season of watching movies on Showtime and reading comic books, and I remember I just made a chicken pot pie. And the phone rings, and I pick it up, and it's Paula, and she says, "Hey Brady, calling to take you up on your offer, let's go out." Holy crap. So for our first date, I'll never forget how it started. She comes over to my house in her cherry red Pontiac, and my parents aren't there, so she says she wants to come inside and see my bedroom. So we walk up the stairs, and at the top of the staircase, she says to me, "Hey Brady, you ever had sex in a staircase?" And I say, "You mean like in Teen Wolf?" That didn't happen in Teen Wolf, folks. And I didn't say that. I was just like, no, of course I haven't. Then she comes to my bedroom, which is covered in comic book posters, right? And she starts complaining that what sucks about being single now is she hasn't gotten laid in so long, and I can't really commiserate with her on this. But then she calls me on it, she says, "You know, Brady, when's the last time you got laid?" And I'm like, "Paula, I'm 16 years old. I have never had sex with anyone. I'm sorry." And she says, "Well, anytime you want to change that, just let me know." I mean, awesome, right? This sort of nerdy hot girl wants to sleep with me, but like, it's like 10 minutes into our first date. A little much. So then on our second date, we go on a car ride, and I'm from Kansas, so we kind of go out to the country, and we're driving around, and I'm just kind of talking, and I'm the one driving, so she leans across, and she starts sucking on my neck right here, and she sucks on it for kind of a while, and then she plops back down into her seat, and she says, "You like that, didn't you?" And I say, "Yeah, I did." So what I'm really thinking is, there's this giant glob of spit right here on my neck. I really want to wipe it off, but she's right there, and I feel like that'd be rude, but I'm grossed out. Paula is sort of overwhelming me. So then, on our third date, I go over to her apartment, and we watch this movie, Barcelona, and if you've never seen it, it's a movie about hipsters before hipsters meant what hipsters means now. Fun movie. So we watch it, and she eats cornflakes through the movie, and I think watching people eat cereal is disgusting. And then, even worse than that, kissing a person who's just eaten cereal is even grosser. So she walks me out to my car, and I kiss her goodnight, and I say, "Well, let's hang out next Saturday." And she says, "Okay." So I think this next part is the reason why I stayed a virgin for a lot longer after this. So I knew, even as I said, "Let's hang out next Saturday," that there was a really good chance I wasn't going to be in town on Saturday. It was up to me. My grandparents were taking a family trip to the place that my family hung out at, this state park in Missouri called Roaring River, and I had an invitation to go. And I didn't have to go, no one was going to make me, but I kind of wanted to. And so deciding whether or not to go was basically me deciding whether or not I was going to keep seeing Paula. So I had to choose between going to the state park and losing my virginity. I chose hanging out with my grandparents over losing my virginity. So it's Saturday, and I'm at the state park, and my cousin and I walk from the campground out to the visitor's lodge where there's a payphone, and we do it at a time when I know Paula won't be home. And I call her place, and I leave a message on her answering machine, and I say, "Hey Paula, I'm sorry, I can't go out tonight, and I don't think I want to go out anymore at all." So yeah, I broke it off with her on an answering machine. I did it in analog. It's not the way I should have played it. Sorry, Paula, you're out there. If I had it to do over again, I would have banged you on that staircase. Thanks a lot, everybody.